Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Ragunadan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarviyascha Kripa Sindhubhyayev Chapatitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvaraga Paramaha Krishnaga Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govindaga Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the King of Knowledge, Raja Vidya. So by Krishna's mercy, in the 11th chapter now, we understood about Krishna's universal form. But we are also understanding that Krishna has also got Deva Rupa and then Manusha Rupa basically. So there is Viswarupa, Deva Rupa, Manusha Rupa. So that's what Krishna has got, two-handed form. So now, when we understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, completely, then when we surrender unto Krishna fully, then we are going to see Krishna face to face. Now, Krishna is not visible to us. He is there standing in front of us. He is there inside our heart also. He is there everywhere. But we are not able to see him. Scientifically, we know that we can see only anything which actually reflects light. Then we can see it. So, otherwise we cannot see. So, light has to fall on that object and then it has to fall into our eyes. It has to hit our retina. So in our retina itself is a very, very complicated structure there actually. Cones, rods and cones are there. So they receive the signal. Basically this light is photons. These photons when they get and hit our retina. So that's where we are able to, it is getting processed and sent, the signal is sent to our brain. So then we are able to see things. So just because we are not able to see Krishna now, we cannot say that there is no Krishna. That is very stupid. But we will be able to see Krishna when we are able to free ourselves from the modes of nature. Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita in the 7th chapter. I am above the modes of nature. Mamyebhyaha param avyayam. That's what Krishna is teaching. Trivihi gunamayahi bhavaihi yebihi sarvamidam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamyebhyaha param avyayam. So no one knows me because I am above the modes of nature. And we cannot see Krishna because Krishna is teaching very clearly that I am not visible to everyone. Na agam prakasaka sarvasya yogamaya samavritakam. I am covered by my internal potential yogamaya. So that way we cannot see Krishna. But we are able to listen to Krishna through this Bhagavad Gita. It's very nice. It's really, there are no words to thank Krishna because he is speaking with us through this Bhagavad Gita. He is teaching us, he is instructing us. Very clear instructions. So that way, we are able to listen to Krishna. We should listen to Krishna. This is very important. Of all the senses, the sense of hearing is a very important sense. That's also a very complicated structure only. It goes as a pressure waves, the sound is coming and hitting our eardrum, known as tympanic membrane. And then it goes through bones, and then it goes through what is known as cartilage. So it's a very, very complicated structure. There are hair cells in there are cells, and they are known as hair cells. So inside our ears. So they bend depending upon the sound level. So that's how the mechanically gated, what is it known as mechanically gated. So then it will get converted into electrical signal and it gets into our brain. So, but we are able to hear what Krishna said, what Krishna taught Arjuna. So, that way, even though we are not able to see Krishna in front of us, even though he's standing in front of us, even though Krishna is also attending our Bhagavad Gita class every day, sharp, he never misses, on time. Krishna is joining, attending, and he is staying till the end. Krishna is with us. Whatever we are discussing now, whatever we are studying Bhagavad Gita now, our Lord, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, is also listening. He is also with us. So, that way, this hearing process, Shrotradini Indriyani Anya. So, when Krishna is talking about the senses, he is first bringing the Shrotra, means hearing. Then, when Krishna is talking about the sense object, the first sense object, he is talking about Sabda. Sabdadin Visayananya. Shotradin Indriyananya. Sabdadin Vishayananya. So that way, the Sabda and Shrotra, they are very important. The Sabda is the sense object, Visayan, basically. So the Sabda, what we need to hear is what Krishna is teaching us. The Sabda, what we need to hear is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Sabda, what we want to hear, we need to hear is the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. That's what we should hear. We should not be hearing about anything else. Anything about this worldly matters, anything is useless. It carries no value. The news, what we read, or the media, the news, what we listen to, all those things, it's simply of no use at all. They are not going to help us in any way. They are not going to help the soul in any way. What's the point in knowing about what's happening in this world? Even people who lived more than 100 years ago, they all were also very much watching what's happening, very much after this world, what was happening here. But where are they now? Where are they now? Are they now worried about what's happening here in this material world right now? No. Maybe they have taken another birth, maybe even in this material world, so worrying about. So that's a different deal, different thing actually. It's something, not something good to go through these kind of things. So nothing is permanent in this world. Everywhere there are problems. Everywhere. So we need to understand, because Krishna is teaching that this is a place for misery. And we have to, when we study Bhagavad Gita, we have to study the way Krishna is teaching us. So just because somebody has to pacify somebody, we cannot say that, oh, everything is fine. So we cannot change the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We have to give the exact knowledge. So that's what is very important. We need to realize, we need to understand that this is a material world. We need to understand that this is a temporary place. We need to understand that we are struggling and suffering in this material world. So if we understand that, then we have knowledge. If we don't understand that, then we are fools. We are ignorant. So that part we need to understand. There is no need to worry about. When we are a devotee of Krishna, so we know that we are struggling, suffering in this temporary, miserable place, dukkha dosha anudarshanam, but we won't do things in such a way that we will come back and suffer here again. So when we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita, we know that we are going to die, we are going to lose everything, we are going to lose this life, everything. So that's not pessimistic attitude, but it is the realistic attitude. So we are actually, there is a knowledge. In fact, Krishna is saying that there is a knowledge. If we understand that this is a temporary life and everything is going to come to an end, so there is the knowledge. We have the knowledge. We need to know. Now we need to be serious. We need to understand before this life ends what we are supposed to do. That's what is a very important question. We are supposed to study Bhagavad Gita, understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, and follow Krishna's instructions completely, and surrender unto Krishna, and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and remember Krishna, and all these things, offering prasadam to Krishna. So that's what we are supposed to do now. We should not be simply wasting time watching movies or watching games or reading newspapers or this or that. There are all such things are going to take away our time. We are going to struggle and suffer in this material world forever if we continue to do that. So that way, there is no point in thinking that someone who is rich or who has got a very good job or who is enjoying, we should not think that they are enjoying. No, nobody is enjoying in this material world. Everybody thinks that they are enjoying, but no one is enjoying. That's what we need to understand. A person can be a very powerful person, maybe a CEO, maybe this or that, all such things. But when you go to hospital, that person will be known as patient only. That's it. So it doesn't matter whether the person is poor or rich, billionaire or millionaire, or somebody who is very poor. It doesn't matter. So you will be called as patient. That's it. So similarly, when a person dies, then that body, it will be called as dead body only. No one at that time say that it's president dead body, or director dead body, or CEO dead body. No. Nobody thinks about it. Nobody talks about it. Everybody calls that that's a dead body. That's it. Because the soul is not there. The soul is already gone. So that's why we need to understand that all these material affiliations, material things, what we have in this material world, material designations, everything are basically is of no use at the time of death. It's not going to help us, but except one thing, that being a devotee of Krishna. And we say that when someone says, oh, he's a very nice devotee of Krishna, then that carries lot of value, lot of meanings. So being a devotee of Krishna, so if we spend our life in remembering Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, focusing everything on Krishna, so then it carries lot of meaning. So we are in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We finished 48 verses, which has got about 55 verses. So we finished 48. So now we are understanding, Arjuna is telling Krishna what we studied in this sloka number 45. So Arjuna told Krishna that Adishta Purvam Krishtoshmi Drishtva Bhayena Cha Pravyatitam mano me tadeva me darshaya deva rupam prasida devesha jagannivasa. Even though I am happy to see your universal form, which I have not seen before, Adishya Puram, which I have not seen before, Krishtosmi Drishtva, by seeing that I am happy. But due to fear, so I am very perturbed in mind. Vayena cha pravyatitam mano me tadeva me darshaya deva rupam prasida devesha jagannivasa. Tadeva me darshaya deva rupam. So please show me your deva rupa. Prasida devesha. So your mercy, O devesha, O Lord of the devas, Lord of the lords, and jagannivasa, refuge of this universe. That's what Arjuna is saying. So after seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of God, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. Then Arjuna is continuing. Gritinam gadinam chakrakastam ichami tvam drashtum aham tataiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sagashabaho bhava vishwamurte. So Giritinam gadinam chakrahastam, so with the helmet and club and with the disc. So I want to see that form. Chamitvam drashtumaham tadaiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena, with four-handed, chaturbhujena, with four arms. So that's what I want to see. Oh, 1,000-armed Vishwarupa, Sahasrabhago Bhava Vishwamurte, oh, 1,000-armed Vishwarupa. I want to see that four-armed divine form. So, O universal form, O 1,000-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. That's what Arjuna told Krishna. Then Krishna is speaking in the sloka number 47 in the 11th chapter. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya prasannena tavarjunedam rupam param darshitam atmayogat tejo mayam vishwam anantamadyam yanme tvadanyena nadrishtapurvam. So happily I have shown you my universal form. So by my internal potency, so which is full of effulgence, Tejomayam Vishwam Anantam Adyam, unlimited original form. Yanme Tvadanyena Nadrishtapurvam. So other than you, no one else has seen this form before. That's what Krishna is saying. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency, the Supreme Universal form within the material where no one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence. So that's what Krishna is saying. Then Krishna continued there. Naveda yajñādyayanai nadanai nachakriyabi natapobi rugraihi yevam rupagas shakyakam nirloke drashtum tvadanyena kuru pravira. O best among the Kurus. So not by studying Vedas, so Naveda Yajñai, so by sacrifice, so not by sacrifice or Yajñas, so Vedas, studying Vedas, not by charities, nacha kriyabir, not by performing ritualistic activities, nathabobi rugrahi, not by intense austerities, this Rupa, this universal form, evam rupaga sakya aham nirloke, drashtum tadanyena kuru pravir. No one can see this. So without you, other than you, no one has seen this form. That's what Krishna is saying. So next, in the next sloka, what we are studying today, sloka number 49. Mate vyatha ma cha vibhuda bhavo drishtva rupam goram idrimamedam vyapeta viprita manah punastvam tadeva me rupam idam prapasya. So that's what Krishna is saying, that so don't get disturbed. Mate vyata macha vimudabha. So don't let it bewilder you more. So drishtva rupam goram yidrim amedam. So seeing my terrible, horrible goram, drishtva rupam, goram rupam. So that Vishwarupa was not at all pleasing to see. So that's why Krishna himself is telling Arjuna that by seeing my horrible form, so you are disturbed, so don't get disturbed. Vyapeta bigi. So get yourself free from fear. Vyapeta bigi prita managa. So get pleased in mind. So punastvam tadeva me rupam idam prapasya. So now you see the form you wanted to see. So you have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. So that's what Krishna is saying. So Krishna is showing in the next sloka. Sanjaya is saying, Sanjaya uvacha ityarjunam vasudevastatoktva swakam rupam darshayam masabhuyaha Asvasayamasa cha bhitamenam bhutva punaga saumya vapur mahatma. Saumya vapur means the beautiful form. So Mahatma, so the great Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So he actually, Arjunam Vasudevas Tatoktva. So after Vasudeva, Krishna spoke to Arjuna like this. So he has shown his Swakam Rupam Darshayam Asabuya. So he has shown his own form. So that's what Swakam Rupam Darshayam Asa Bhuyaga. Again he has shown Asvasayam Asa Chabitam Enam. So just to encourage him, Asvasayam Asa Chabitam Enam. So the fearful Arjuna. So Putva Punaga Saumya Vapur Mahatma. So Krishna has shown his beautiful form again. So that's what in this sloka Sanjaya is saying that. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So that's what Krishna showed was the four-armed form, and then his own Swakam Rupam, the two-armed form also he showed. He came to his original form. So that's what Sanjaya is saying. So in the next sloka, 51. So Arjuna uvacha drishtvedam manusham rupam tava saumyam janardana idanimasmi samvrittaga sachetaga prakritim gataga. O Janardana, after seeing this human form, Manusham Rupam, beautiful human form, Tava Saumyam Janardana, very beautiful human form. Idani Masmi Samvrittaga. So now I am very much settled. Sachetaga, I regain my consciousness, so I regain my nature, Prakriti Gataga. So that's what Arjuna is saying there. When Arjuna thus Krishna is in Krishna in his original form, he said, "O Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind and I am restored to my original nature." That's what Arjuna is. So next, in the next sloka, Krishna is speaking in the sloka number 52. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sudurdarsham Idam Rupam Drishtvanasiyan Mama Devapyasya Rupasya Nityam Darshana Kakshinaga. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said that Darsham means seeing, Durdarsham means difficult to see, Sudurdarsham means very difficult to see. This form of mind, what you are seeing, Drishtvanasi and Mama, my form, Drishtvan, what you are seeing right now. So this is very difficult to see. And even the demigods, Devapyasya Rupasya Nityam Darshana Kankshinagam. So they are, every day they are Nityam, always they are desiring to see, they are waiting to see. It's so difficult to see. That's what Arjuna Krishna is telling. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, this form of mind you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 52 slokas in the 11th chapter. We just have to finish 3 more slokas to finish the 11th chapter. So now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. That is the only way we can get out of this material world. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Kauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Umajnanatimiradasya Jnana Jana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, if any devotee has any questions, you can use the raise hand option. Otherwise, I'll unmute you one by one. Hare Krishna. Romarai Mataji, Hare Krishna. Ravi Shankar Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
What is the difference between Ichha and Utkantha?
Difference between what, Prabhu? Can you repeat again?
Ichha and Utkantha.
Iksha and Utkanta, correct?
Yes.
Is it Icha? Icha means desire, correct? Icha. Or Iksha, you are talking about Icha. There is desire. Utkanta, I don't know, Prabhu. It's not coming in Bhagavad Gita, but I don't know if any other devotee knows the meaning. Maybe Ravindra Goyal Prabhu can.
Some person saying Ichha is a negative thing and Utkantha is positive thing, and therefore I ask.
Yeah, maybe. Ravindra Goyal Prabhu, you know about this words, Prabhu? You heard about this words?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually, Ichha is desire. And
yeah, Ichha. That's right. If it is Ichha, then it's desire. I know that. But I heard about Iksha. Iksha. Is it Iksha or Icha? Icha means desire.
Ichha is desire. It can be positive or negative, whatever it may be.
Yeah, Icha. Yeah.
Utkantha is basically to an urge to fulfill that desire. That is the Utkantha.
Okay. I know Icha in Bhagavad Gita, the word comes Icha, Dvesa, Samudaya. So Icha many times it comes Bhagavad Gita, but Utkanda is not. Suresh Chabit Prabhu is typing there, it's curiosity. Utkanda means it's curiosity.
Guruji, this is related to some person saying this is related to Ichha is a negative thing and Utkantha is positive thing. So I think
since it is not given in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu, this Icha word comes many times, but definitely there is no word Utkanda in Bhagavad Gita. In Sanskrit, it is there. It's not there. In Bhagavad Gita, it's not there, I'm sure. So maybe we need to explore more.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. So you are connecting from which place, Prabhu? Ravi Shankar Prabhu, where are you from?
I'm coming from Patna.
Oh, okay. Patna, okay. I think Mahendra Shukla Prabhu is also from Patna, I think. Hare Krishna, Mahendra Shukla Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Pranam.
You are from Kanpur, correct Prabhu? Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, you are from Kanpur, correct?
Jai, Kanpur.
Kanpur, not from...
Kanpur in UP.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
आपका आशीर्वाद मिलता रहे. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji. I have got a query. Today we have used a word Darshitam Atma Yoga, and Atma Yoga you have described as internal potency of Krishna. So just if you can elaborate what are the different potencies of Krishna and how do they work?
See, we studied also in the Brahma Samhita, if we studied at that time, you remember, Prabhu, like Rama Devi is as Krishna's Yoga Maya, correct? So Yoga Maya is what is known as the internal potency, Krishna's internal potency. So anything related to Krishna's spiritual well, so all those things like Yoga Maya, internal potency, but related to the material well, so Ramadevi only is showing, expanding into her external potential as Durga Devi. So that is the Mahamaya, we can call it as Mahamaya also, it is the external potential. So that way Krishna is saying that here Atma Maya means it's my internal potential. So Krishna is his own. So he also says that Ajopisan Avyayatma Bhutanam Iswaropisan Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya Sambhavami Atma Maya. So I appear here using my own internal potential. So that refers to Rama Devi. Yes, bro.
Is there any other potency also, Guruji, like marginal energy, something like that?
Not exactly in Brahma Samhita, when we studied, it is nothing like that. Only external energy, so that is Krishna's external energy, that is Durga Devi, internal energy, internal potential, that is Rama Devi. But I don't think there is separate like that, it is there as well.
What are we jivas? Jivas are also said to be his potency, but they can be directly in his control provided they are devotees.
Jivas are, Krishna is saying that Mamevamse Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are of Krishna's Amsa, that we are also eternal. So, but we are in this material world under the control of material nature, modes of nature, and struggling hard in this material world. So we need to, that Krishna is talking about Kshara and Akshara only, not like potency. Krishna uses the word Kshara and Akshara. Gaubhuta Sargav, there is Dvavimo Purushav Loke, Ksharas Chakshara Yevacha. So Ksharaga Sarvani Bhutani Kutastu Akshara Uchadi. So in this material world, all the living entities, they are known as Kshara, whereas in the spiritual world, they are known as Akshara. So that's what Kshara and Akshara like that Krishna is using. And Para and Apara Prakriti. So that also Krishna is using. Yes.
That means, are not we the potency of Krishna? Whatever we are doing, are not we doing it with the mercy of Krishna? So can we say ourselves also potency of Krishna, having potency of Krishna? Maybe a bit.
See, we know that without Krishna's approval, nothing can happen. But we have our free will, correct? We have our own free will. So that we are, based on that, when we act, we are either able to liberate ourselves or bind ourselves. So that much only we can do. So when we are liberated, then we'll go to Krishna and enjoy with Krishna. Otherwise, we are going to be struggling in this material world. But otherwise, there is no way like potency or something we can use it.
What I mean to say, Guruji, if Krishna is trying to give us his mercy, he will not directly come. He may come through some of his devotees. So
Yes.
it also can be said that to his potency, somehow he is giving the mercy to his devotees.
Yeah. So that we can say, like, if you want to call it as potential, you can call it as potential. So that is Krishna's mercy only. Krishna is showering mercy. He says that I'm equal to everyone. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. But anyone who renders devotional service unto me with the devotion, they are in me, I am in them. So that way, devotees are always special. There is no doubt about it. And the devotees will be able to destroy their darkness of ignorance by the shining lamp of Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So that is Krishna's mercy. So that way we can say we will be able to elevate ourselves to the Brahma Bhuta platform. So all such energy, knowledge, memory, everything, if you want to call that as potential, we can do that. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for a wonderful explanation. Very nice to be in this class. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Chitrita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
I just kind of Utkantha. I think it is a Bengali word which my mother used to use on us when we used to trouble her, because that is, I think, some kind of an anxiety and anxiety that they are going through. So desire is ichha, and if I'm not, because I have also left home for a long time now. Utkantha, I think, is an anxiety out of kind of a stressed out anxiety. And that way, I think. Another thing, Guruji, I want to ask is that since Krishna himself, he tells us that I am the highest of all the sounds, that is Om. Om. So if we were to chant Om, would that also help us to control our mind?
Yes, Krishna in fact is saying that Om ityekakshara brahma vyaharan mam anusmaran. So yaprayati tajantegam sayati paramam gatim. So at the time of death, Om ityekaksharam brahma. So Om refers to aksharam, that Brahman. So Om ityekaksharam brahma vyaharan mam anusmaran means by remembering. So by uttering the syllable Om and remembering me, Vyaharan Mahamanusman, Yaprayati Tajantegam, Sayati Paramam. So when we give up this body, we will achieve the supreme destination. That's what Krishna is teaching. But that way, Om says, Pranavaga Sarva Vedesu. I am the syllable Om in all Vedas. So that's what Krishna is teaching. But here for us right now, what we have to do is that we have to follow through our parampara. So that's what chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So that also is Krishna only when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So when if we really have to chant home, then Krishna will guide us.
Definitely.
We don't have to worry. If there is a way to go to Golaka, if Krishna decides that way, he will. For us right now, this chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra definitely take us there.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sagu Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji, very wonderful discussion. The Icha is Spruha. Sanskrit also word Spruha. Spruyati. Icha, Abhilasa, Ipsit. These are all desires. Desires means it is not material desire. Desire can be physical, mental, spiritual, all things. So Arjuna has a desire to know things, or anxiety, that Utkantha, Abega, or Anisandhichu, Jigyasu, same category, and can in Sanskrit word also Utkantha also can be used. In Bengali, Odia also Utkantha, in almost all words are originated from Sanskrit. So yes. Utkantha also can be used in Sanskrit. So Utkantha, Abega, that kind of anxiety or anxious to know things. So in 11th chapter, the Arjuna is rather perturbed, totally is Bimudatma, man, confused about seeing the universal form of the Lord Krishna, about in terrific form, horrific form. This is a kind of things he could not expect, he could not visualize this kind of form. So he was totally spellbound and totally wants to know things more and more. And one should be like that. Anisandhichu, Jigyasu. So that kind of Utkantha, it cannot be used in the negative form. Really, it's a very wonderful discussions and by question answer by different devotees. So really, I am very grateful. Today I am going earlier because to attend a class. Yes. So Sundays generally, but I am 1%. I will try to use that slokas and more devote to Lord Krishna. And really, you are grateful. Prabhupada has rendered a good service. You should not make misuse of that. As long as all the devotees are requested to make use of ISKCON, all books, rather we can be good service, we can do better service. If you totally spread the message of Gita, and we will enjoy, and others also will have built a right society. Although I am living in a very, unhealthy atmosphere, neither teachers, even they comment it. So we are disturbing. The students are in a position to know the things. They are also having the course, but they don't bother about. Just superficial. And really, by reading Gita, even moral education also prescribed for the English medium students. but they don't have morality. By saying or reading the classes of Gita, it is not, that is so not introduced. They may not be charged or may be charged, that is a different thing. But it should be prescribed, this Gita, so that something maybe have changed in the society. The students can do better, excel well. So we have to inject the people around us to spread the message of Gita. How Prabhupada has rendered great service at the age of 78 throughout world. Also, we are living in a society we are unable to change. So this kind of, I think, utkantha, ichha, abega, we don't have that. By saying that is not enough. It is sincerely, if you pursue for that, endeavor, make efforts to spread daily. I will find a devotee to purpose is to have a Gita class, to value the important. Why do you study Gita? If you speak like that before any person, some may changed. So we cannot say that only some people will change. This is the society have a wrong, in the wrong path, wrong track. So it will take time. So we have to, because more than 100 years, the society is going to be in the wrong track. Last 50 years. I think for more than 50 years, it is been totally disturbed. So it is time for us to have a right society. Thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji, for your wonderful lecture. And we are proud. We get all inspirations and to do, because for me, it's a very important. For me, I have going to be changed because of you, Guruji, for your powerful class. So devoting and having, wherever I go, I think of old Gita. Wherever I see any Gita book, I don't hesitate. I think more than different. Bhagavad Gita hesitates. Any book, Prabhupada, Gita book means I am totally mad for that. So one should be like mad. As people are from the childhood, everybody treated me as a mad fellow. From childhood. Still I am abnormal, maybe in the social context. But from the beginning, I like that. I don't bother whether the people are calling me mad or not. I don't bother. Thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Satata Naman. Naman.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. विशाल सालुंके प्रभु हरे कृष्ण. इसके गार हरे कृष्ण. विशाल सालुंके प्रभु. इसके गार प्रभु हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Guruji, thank you very much for that nice lecture, Guruji. And this 11th chapter is really wonderful when we are able to understand the glories of the Lord Krishna. Nothing more, Guruji, and no.
Yes, Vishwarupa, we are able to understand.
Yes, Guruji.
We are very fortunate.
I don't have any words to say anything more, but it's really wonderful. I mean, just like the Arjuna, if we see this infinite, the Krishna, the infinite, and it's really frightening kind of rupa of the whole universe. And the whole universe is Krishna. And what ultimately we need the beautiful the Krishna, which we find in the Iskon temple or which is in our hearts. Guruji, thank you very much. We are getting this knowledge from your tirelessly efforts all the time. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ila Mataji. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. I'm not able to hear you, Prabhu. Sashireka Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for a wonderful class. I was just thinking, it's such a beautiful thing. Krishna is such a magnanimous God. He is the Supreme Lord, so magnanimous that the minute Arjuna said that I can't bear to see you this, can you show me the other form? He so quickly told him that, you don't have to fear, and here is my other form. I mean, that kind of, for the Lord of the whole universe to be so benevolent, to be so generous, so magnanimous to his devotees, I don't think, I mean, it's unimaginable. It's just unimaginable. It's such an emotional thing for us to relate to this, that he is so magnanimous. Imagine the minute Arjuna said, he said, okay, here it is. And, first Arjuna, I mean, he did not even think, oh, you wanted to see my Vishwarupa? I've shown you. Now again, you're asking me this. How we would get annoyed by small things. But look at him. He is such a magnanimous Lord. And, I mean, if that be so, that is the reason he's taking care of us all the time. Whatever we are, in all our faults, in all our flaws, he still is so magnanimous to all of us. I think that's what I understand from this part. And it's such a beautiful thing just to know that. And therefore, it's so important to totally surrender to him, totally say that, we are in your hands. Whatever you do is fine with us. I think, that is something that was very beautiful for me. At least that is the way I took this. I also, yes, today, of course, Guruji, today, I don't know how it is with others, but as per our Panchanga, today is Narasimha Jayanti. So we are celebrating Narasimha Jayanti today, Guruji. And, making prasada for Narasimha and chanting the Narasimha Ashtotra and the Narasimha Kavacha Shloka and all the other things. And Tirumangai Alvar has a special 10 Pashurams dedicated to Ahobilam, to Narasimha. And so I will also be reciting that today and making prasada, chundal and appam and all that for Narasimha. So, and also wanted to share that with your inspiration and with your blessings and with the Lord's blessings, of course, Krishna's blessings. This day Ekadashi also went off very well. And Rukmini Dwadashi, we celebrated Mohini Ekadashi, Rukmini Dwadashi, all went off very well in Gita part. So thank you so much, Guruji. But for you, I don't think it would be possible to remain on this track. Thank you so much for this inspiration, for reiteration every day. Yeah, thank you very much, Guruji. Extremely indebted to you, extremely grateful to you, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vrinda Jai Singh Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class. Wonderful class. And I'm glad that yesterday you could catch up and meet all our team
Yes,
members.
it was very nice meeting, starting with all the devotees. Yes, Mataji. It was our very first meeting itself was very, very nice. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. Hope to take it forward in a nice way and spread the word.
We will identify all the devotees in Mumbai. There is no doubt, Mataji. Krishna's mercy is possible.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you very much for the class, Guruji. I will get back. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji. Ganesh Udupa Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice song.
Yes,
very nice Prabhuji.
Yes.
You have to follow all your instructions.
Yes. We will
Then only Krishna's instructions. Then only our life will be fulfilled.
No doubt.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. I will see you on September 18th.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Chandrakanta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. It's nice, Guruji. Today's class also, as usual, it's very interesting and putting us in the Krishna consciousness, Guruji.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you very much, Guruji. I don't have any questions, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare. Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shrestha Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
It was a very nice session Guruji today, especially the Krishna's universal form. It is really amazing.
Yes.
Because nobody can actually imagine that. And then he has again come back to the original form. It is really wonderful, Guruji. Then it is really wonderful, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu. We are very fortunate to understand all this.
Yeah, if you can picturize yourself, then it looks very dreadful also. And then again coming back to the original position.
Yes.
Really wonderful. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. Prabhu, maybe you disconnect and connect again, Prabhu. I'm not able to hear from you. Sometimes that will work. If you disconnect from this Zoom, leave this Zoom and join again, then we will be able, I may be able to hear you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Palaniyappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So, what some last 3-4 classes we were studying in Sloka 11, 11th chapter regarding the universal form and Devarupa and the human form.
Yes.
So, even for Krishna, Arjuna, these forms, first of all, the universal form was totally frightening. Arjuna himself got frightened by seeing that form and all dead bodies going inside the mouth of Krishna. By seeing that, he himself got so much of fear. And he says in every time, whenever this discussion comes, he says. And he wanted to see his Devarupa and human form, because he want to forget that universal form and come to normal as per your today's class.
Yes. Yes.
He explains that better to see your Devarupa and human form.
Yes.
I feel personally that there is some secret in all these three things, which is not clear to us. But why he has to show universal form first? Then next bring Devarupa and human form. Human form is known to us by reading the story of Mahabharata.
Yes.
That itself shows the human form to all of us. Whereas Devarupa is only, for all of us, is only guidance, and in temples and people makes and shows.
Yes.
I don't know whether with 4 hands, any Rupa, I have not seen.
Yeah, Vishnu form is 400 form. Yes.
400.
Yeah,
So, and anyway, universal form I have seen in Bangalore, one place is there. There they are showing his universal form in one temple. So, but all these things brings something which we have to understand, I feel. That is my feeling after hearing today all the three forms together. So anyway, that is just a feeling which we don't know what it is, I don't know. So thank you for your best explanation of all the three to make us understand about Krishna real forms of Krishna. Thank you, Guruji. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Vishal Salunkhe, Prabhu. Sunil Shivas, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Pranam,
Krishna.
Guruji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Ram, Ram, Ram.
Dandavat Pranam, Guruji.
Dhanavad pranams, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Vishal Salunkhe, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, just
Hare
joined lecture very late.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank
No
you
problem.
Guruji.
You can
For lectures.
unmute it. Yes, Prabhu.
In the morning I listen the lectures and before the sleep I listen the lectures.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you Guruji and Hare Krishna. All Krishna's
Hare
mercy.
Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy, everything in Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much Guruji. Today I took the Bhagavad Gita book and followed with you Guruji.
Very
Sundays
nice.
are quite leisure Guruji. So then yesterday my service extended until 8 p.m. Guruji. It was very nice. I had witnessed the second Arati as well. And today is being a Narasimha Jayanti, I'm going to temple again Guruji. So we have another Guruji comes. I forgot his name Guruji. I took a video recording of his. He was he has a saffron wear Guruji. That means they are bachelors, right? They are brahmacharis, right? Guruji? He's from he's in Australia on the way en route to India. So they asked him to give lectures on chapter 9, Srimad Bhagavatam. So he was really relishing Guruji, the way he speaks, smiles, and whatever. That was really enjoyable, Guruji. So I took a lot of videos and pictures, and I read that from Srila Prabhupada's book, Guruji, the Prahlad Maharaj's very simple book, about 30 pages. Prahlad Maharaj's teachings, something like that, Guruji. I got it yesterday. So within 1 hour, I finished off everything this morning. Then passed it to a local Murugan temple manager. His name is Arul. He is also Krishna devotee. So it's a morning routine. I had to follow my son to the Murugan temple where I passed it. He accepted. So that way, I'm just carrying a mini library in my bag, Guruji, in my backpack. So wherever I saw, yesterday I saw a worker, he was sleeping on the floor. Immediately I offered a towel to him. Then I asked him where he is from. He said he's from Chidambaram. And I told him, I gave a Tamil version of Bhagavad Gita book to him. Say you you sleep comfortably and read whenever it is possible, like that, Guruji. So that way I'm starting my service, Guruji. I'm carrying books. And blessed to have my neighbor. I've known her right from she's from Beijing, a mainland Chinese girl. She's getting into university doing philosophy. Very intelligent girl. She can go to. So I gave Bhagavad Gita. So this is the philosophy you must learn, and introduced Srila Prabhupada to her this morning, Guruji. I bought few books from the Krishna Reading Society library as well, Guruji. I passed it to her. So that way the service continues, Guruji. Lord Krishna makes us to be in. The another thing, Guruji, I wanted to tell. This was I was lamenting for a very long time, because before my father passed away, he was telling my mother, don't worry. He couldn't speak well. He was sometime he speaks like that. So my mother thought it's due to medication. So I think half an hour before he passed away, he was telling my mother, don't worry, go and meet your brothers. They were all lawyers. They will take care of all the properties. So my mother was scolding him, why are you talking all these things now? Just take rest. You're tired. Then he closed his eyes, Guruji. My mother did not realize that he's passing on. Then my mother also slept with him. Half an hour later, he realized my father is no more. Then he told me this is the last word he spoke to me. So I was worrying he did not speak about Krishna, what happened. And yesterday the Guruji was saying, someone asked this question to Srila Prabhupada. At the time of death, if I remember you, I may go to moksha. Srila Prabhupada first did not answer. Then finally he said, yes, as long as I remember a Krishna devotee, that is also fine, Guruji. Though I don't remember Krishna, if I remember a Krishna devotee, which you told a couple of sessions ago also, as long as I serve to Krishna devotee, that is fine. At the time of my death, if I remember a Krishna devotee also, consider I'm going to Goloka, Guruji. That's what he confirmed. And he quoted this example, Srila Prabhupada. Then after the session, I went and I narrated everything. So he asked me to come today as well to the session, Guruji. Let me talk to him. That way, I'm now glad, Guruji. At least my father remembered my mother, and he wanted all these properties all should be transferred to her properly. That should protect her. So my mother is also a Ranganatha devotee. So that way, he is in Goloka only, Guruji. That gave me a confidence. And I think because of his wishes only, I'm able to read that, Guruji, full time. Then right from this morning, I find rest all useless, Guruji. The material world, whatever I'm doing, I find there is a rushing need to go into this very deeply, Guruji. Read only Srila Prabhupada's book, and I should also get ordained, Guruji. I can see a sense of rush, Guruji. I have to relinquish this material world as soon as possible and get into only this, Guruji. Reading books and chanting Maha Mantra. So that is going to be that's going to be my future, Guruji. But I find there is a rush, Guruji. I have to do it at the very fast pace. As I think there is a need for me to switch it over, Guruji. Otherwise, this is meaningless world, Guruji, taking me into that material world. It's very difficult to get out of the Maya. Project after project, money, targets, then again expenditures and all. More or less, you regulated, Guruji. I am moderate now, but still I have to relinquish, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. It is going to happen, and I should also get ordained, Guruji. Follow your way, like how you did that, Guruji. I am also waiting for that. Hopefully, see, Guruji. Probably I'll meet you in the month of September at Bangalore. We shall get a date, Guruji. Otherwise, it is going to be a X+1 syndrome. I'm going to say next year and all. I have to set a year. I should tell my family and exit, Guruji. That is very important, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Happy Krishna consciousness, Narasimha Jayanti, Guruji. Are you fasting, Guruji, today? Are you fasting, Guruji?
Yes, morning.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
A wonderful lecture on Sundays. Really, through your Gita lectures, Gita class, we are witnessing the Vishrupa, Chaturbhuja, the human form of the Lord Krishna. The beautiful Lord Krishna. As Sasirekha has said, another form we are seeing, the benevolent one, the compassionate one. Really, the wonderful learning from your Gita class. Beautiful going. Thank you, Guruji, for all this wonderful. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sashikopat Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you very much, Guruji, for today's class. It was really wonderful discussion and also learning about the different forms of Lord Krishna. So we are getting to know more and more about him and helping us stay in Krishna consciousness. And you are the call, Guruji, you are leading us every day and guiding us. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your efforts, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. No, Ravinder Goyal Prabhu, your raise hand option is still there. Maybe last time you raised, or I don't know, again you raised. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. I have already spoken, I think.
Yes. I know. Because of the raise hand option, I was showing that's why.
No, it was earlier only. Sorry for not lowering.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think I spoke with all devotees, and let us Vishnuvardhana Prabhu and Ila Mataji. I couldn't talk. Vishnuvardhana Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Vishnuvardhana Prabhu. I think there is some problem, Prabhu. You have to maybe, as I mentioned, leave the Zoom meeting and then join. Ila Mataji, are you able to unmute? Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu, you raised your hand again.
Yes, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. I missed about that forms, Guruji. In my view, Guruji, Lord Krishna can take any form, but as a human, we have to worship them in Archa Avatar, Guruji. That's what usually they taught me in Srirangam, Guruji. So when we see the form in Archa Avatar, it has a speciality. In Srirangam, Tirupati, wherever the Vaishnava Kshetram we visit, Guruji. So Archavatar has its own beauty and imbibing the gods in our memory, Guruji. That has a beauty, and we are supposed to worship in Archavatar. And here it is very common, Guruji. Even if I go to anyone, even if I come to you, okay, you have been reading Bhagavad Gita for so many days, show me some signs you are better than me or you are better than a human. That is a very common query for beginner, Guruji. Say how you are different from me. I am superior. I'm this much. I am this thing. But if you read Bhagavad Gita, what difference it makes? Show me some signs, Guruji. The same manner Arjuna is asking, what is your form? How so? So this is very common, Guruji. It happened, and Srila Prabhupada also mentioned about Jesus Christ. He's how he's suffering and all, Guruji. So in Bible also it mentioned saying that people are questioning him. Show me some signs. So as a Lord, he has to show a sign, Guruji. So whichever avatar he is in, 4 hands, 3 hands, 6 hands, the moment we believe he is supreme, then avatar is nothing. The posture, the imagination, all beyond compare, Guruji. We can't even compare, Guruji. He is like 1,000 suns. There are many places you explained in Tamil and English classes. It is very difficult to explain from a human perspective, Guruji. I cannot explain how God looks like. If I explain, then he is not that form, Guruji, because I'm still a person. I have deficit, right, Guruji? I don't have that qualities. That's also Srila Prabhupada ji saying that we are all not qualified to go and explain the God, Guruji. I don't even attain that qualification. That was taught in my Srimad Bhagavatam yesterday also, Guruji. I have not reached the qualification, but at least I am talking about a quality person, Guruji. That is a supreme Lord. That way I am satisfied, Guruji. You exactly elucidated today. All happens. Whatever I am learning, the next day you're teaching that, Guruji. It comes to me. It's the best timing, Guruji. Lord Krishna is a time. He knows when a person has to get into this form. As you rightly said, 1 in 1,000 will come. It's a secret, and only Lord Krishna reveals, Guruji. No matter how much effort I put, I have to wait for His grace, and which is happening through you, Guruji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna to all. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan now.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,